Welcome back. You're watching Commodity Champions, and we are still discussing sugar, where the government has taken a lot of steps and the prices have been under control. Let's go across to Sanjay Tapriya of Simbhaoli Sugars, who now joins us as well. Sanjay, hi. Thank you so much for joining us. What is your reaction, first of all, on the sugar limit that has been put on the mills? How do you look at the numbers, and how much sugar would be available going forward into the festival season?
Well, I think the first and foremost, there's a sufficient sugar is available for the coming festive season. And this year's S&D definitely has been managed very, very well. And by managing it, certainly the right quantity of sugar at the right price has been made available. And going that forward, the function of sugar limit on the millers, etc., to me, even if that is not there, then also that much of sugar would have come to the market. Because normally the millers always have a tendency to sell the sugar during this part of the year before the festival season. And millers also knows that there's a higher demand of sugar during this period, and they keep the sugar for this period, for the sectors or areas where they're supplying to. So I'm not seeing that there's anything significantly positive on this moment has come out, because this has been managed in any case for this season and going on the stocks at the beginning of the year. I mean, it's on the 1st of October. Definitely the next year production and supply will determine the next year's prices or next year's availability.
Sanjay, I just want to come back to the fact that when you say that this much sugar would have in any case been made available by the mills, do you see then the need of government intervention that we've seen?
It's a precautionary, I think, And it's a precautionary because I've always been telling that India has not seen such a low stocks, in the history, in the near history. So definitely what government has done and what regulator has done, that's a more precautionary, that during the festive season, the sugar should not be out of supply and the prices should not be skyrocketed. So whatever government has done, I'll not say that it should not have been done or something. It's a very normal course of action for a regulator to do it for those particular months, where the sugar supply is essentially required. And at the same time, as I'm repeating it, that even if that would not have been there, at the fag end of the sugar year, that much of sugar would have been made available.
So, Sanjay, as we have been talking earlier as well, there have been plenty that has been done for the sugar sector. It's out of the doldrums. We've also seen arrears come down. What do you see as where you are standing on what is still desirable right now for the sector?
As I told you, that the first and foremost challenges for the industry is to get some more capital into the business, because so much of capital in the last couple of years has been eroded, and then there's been quite a few of the factories and mills been living on the bank financing again, which is 12 to 14% in interest range bank financing. So that capital can come from the business and from the profits also. So that profit definitely will require extra 1 or 2 rupees, than the normal margins for everybody or other stakeholders expect industry to earn. So that's why I use the word reasonable profit. I'll be definitely more happier, there's a 1 or 2 rupees more is left to the industry, so that the industry can go back to the plant and modernize it, go back to the people, train them better, and adopt some better practices of the operations, Definitely, it's now, you have to get ready for the next cycle. I mean, I'm a firm believer that cycles are here in this industry or in an agriculture business or any commodity business. So every time when the up cycle comes, you should get ready for the down cycle. And if you not get ready for the down cycle, then problem is that the down cycle will affect the industry, affect the farmer, and then definitely affect the government also. So getting it ready, and then after getting it ready, the next set of decisions will be to leave the industry free to the market forces or not.
So, Sanjay, I mean, as we have been discussing that the sugar prices have been in a very narrow range for last 8 to 10 months now, between that 36 to 38 rupees ex-mill prices. With that kind of a narrow range, how would your balance sheets look? How would you look at expanding capital, etc., as you just mentioned?
Definitely, something, like a dil maange more, something more is required from this business, to earn, than to give back to the business so that the business becomes future ready. And for that, certainly you require a slightly higher profitability and higher profitability for a longer period of time. Because so far this industry has been paying a major part of its earnings, as a cane price, and whatever has been left over has been paid as operational expenditures or to the lenders, for the interest cost, etc. So definitely no profit has been left for the business to plow back, to give it to the shareholders, or to give a value creation for this business, or make it investor friendly, or so that the future investments can also come into it. So definitely these are the areas which I'll be looking at, and to get that extra money is going to be the challenge. And I must add here, there's a very good job industry has done it. It's created quite a big firewalls, by setting up ancillary businesses, or by setting it up the utilization of the byproducts, ethanol, power, etc. also. But time to come, I'm seeing the challenges in that also. Like ethanol, we are seeing the challenges that the lifting becomes, beyond a point, the lifting becomes a problem. The cross-border transfer of the ethanol becomes a problem, because it's a part of the business, or distillation business is still a state subject. So, and then on the power side, we off and on we keep thinking about the reverse bidding system, etc. So that's also is one of those fears and challenges after making a huge investment. So I also always believe it, the sugar should be self-financing or self-sustainable on its own pursuit, and that's, to get that, is a challenge. And for getting that, is certainly is, you have to be correct with the farmers, you have to improve the farmers' earnings, you have to improve your own efficiencies, etc. And that all require a plowing back of the profits.
It sure does, Sanjay, and we wish you all the best in doing all of that. So that is what is the view coming in from Sembhoili, that the government measures, of course, have been precautionary, but there's much more in sense of profitability, capital, that the sector still needs to come out of its challenges. But that's all the time that we have on this edition of Commodity Champions. Thank you for watching.